All 32 teams, not to be surprised if they happen. We did an AFC version earlier. Dan, let's go to the NFC. Let me start with Green Bay.
Don't be surprised if Jordan Love is an MVP candidate by season's end. Remember, he got hurt in week 1 last year, missed a couple games, came back, probably struggled a little bit with the injury. This is going to be a contending team. I thought so before the Micah Parsons acquisition, and I definitely think so now. And if they're able to get past Detroit and win their division, you're looking at a quarterback that's going to be mentioned with the best in the league this year.
Remember, they drafted a receiver in the first round, which they hadn't done in like our lifetimes.
Yeah.
What is your expectation for Jordan Love this year?
I've picked Jordan Love to win MVP this year.
Oh.
You know, if you...
So you won't be surprised.
No, that's the MVP pick that I have. I just think Green Bay's absolutely loaded offensively, and if he can stay healthy, the way that Matt LaFleur's kind of figured out how to run that offense with him, they can throw the ball downfield. They can get the completions underneath. You can utilize the screen game. This is an offensive line that's very good. If Matthew Golden is what Matthew Golden is expected to be, this offense can shred you vertically, horizontally, schematically, and just honestly, with the addition of Micah, I would just be like, yo, we're the most aggressive quarterback in football this year.
Let me show you the odds, because Joe Fortenbaugh, when he was here on Friday, said the bet to make coming off of the acquisition of Parsons was not the Packers to win the Super Bowl, because the odds on that plummeted, but they're on Jordan Love to win MVP. If they're the best team and he has a big year, that's who usually wins the MVP. You see he is 14-1 at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. The 5 players ahead of him are Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Jayden Daniels. What do you think of the Packers and their quarterback this year with their new pass rusher?
I think if they start fast, I think he'll win MVP.
Yeah.
That's really been the gist of the problem with Jordan Love over the past couple years. He's been injured, or he starts off, has those interceptions. If he can start off fast with what they have in Green Bay, I think in my opinion, he'll be the MVP.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the most talented skill group in the NFL because you have some groups, like specifically to the NFC, A.J. Brown, very much so the Rams. But it could be the most deep.
Yeah.
Minnesota's high end, but like you're talking, they've got 5 or 6 receivers that are really good players. They've got 2 tight ends that are really good players. I mean, there's just a plethora of people to throw the football to. Yeah, Jacobs is fantastic. And so if Jordan Love takes that really healthy step forward, he should throw for close to 40 touchdowns and well over 4,000 yards.
They open at home Sunday with the Lions. What an unbelievable opener.
We'll
the Packers are 2.5 point
quick.
Yeah, Packers are 2.5 point favorite in that game. The people who make the NFL schedule have some idea what they're doing. That's obviously a magnificent game to start with. Okay, our next surprise in the NFC comes from the New York Giants.
Don't be surprised if the Giants lead the league in sacks. I don't know if the Giants are going to be a very good team this year, but I think they have a very good defensive front. When you look at Brian Burns, when you look at Dexter Lawrence, when you look at Abdul Carter, who they drafted in the first round this year, Kayvon Thibodeau, who's still that's an incredible rotation of guys that can get after quarterbacks. I think they're going to be pretty tough to play.
Dan, I'm looking at your response to this on my notes here that you sent into our producers. I would love you to read what you said to them.
I think I said though,
right here.
Yeah, I mean, if they lead the league in sacks, they'll win the division.
Ooh.
How about that?
Would you care to expand on that thought?
Well, if they're leading the league in sacks, that means that they're playing against teams that they have more than likely a lead on.
That's right.
And so they're winning a bunch of football games. And if they gather the lead often, this defensive line will hunt. I mean, if you look at the teams that led the NFL in sacks last year, you're talking about the Denver Broncos, the Baltimore Ravens, the Houston Texans, the Vikings. They're all playoff teams, okay? So you lead the NFL in sacks, you're going to be a very good team. Burns, Carter, Dexter Lawrence, those three guys alone are issues one-on-one.
I mean, you see it on your screen. They won 3 games last year. The vibes couldn't have been worse. They feel much better right now. D. Wood, are you? I love the question that's on the screen.
Yeah.
Do you think we're sleeping on the Giants?
I think the biggest question, can they play with a lead? That's the thing. If they can play with if this offense does anything, with that defense backing it up, I think we're going to be talking late in the year. We'll have a totally different tone.
Will it be with Russell, or at some point will it be with the rookie?
I want to say the rookie's going to come in at some point.
What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I think Jackson Dart plays at some point this year. That's for me, the big unknown is kind of what is Russell Wilson, or who is Russell Wilson? There were moments in Denver, didn't go great. There's moments at the start of Pittsburgh when he takes over last year for Justin. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, and then it fizzled. And it fizzles a little bit because the offensive line's not great, and how many playmakers did they have? And so it's not all that different of a situation with the Giants. But it's like if he rekindles some of the magic that he had a couple years ago in Seattle, it's like, okay, I can see it happening. I think that's unlikely. But I do think that they're a little bit more of a nuisance than they were in the years past.
That's the definition of, so you're saying there's a chance. Our analytics are giving them a 4% chance to win the division.
It's got to be somebody besides the Eagles. That's the rules.
Here's what I say. Dan always brings this up because no team has won that division back-to-back years in how long?
It'll be 21 years. Yeah.
But rules are made to be broken, right? At some point.
Theoretically, I mean, 21 years
that
is a long
streak
time.
Can't go on forever.
The streak is old enough.
It's not really a rule, Green.
The streak.
He made it up.
The streak.
I didn't make it up.
It's a streak.
True.
I mean, he didn't make up the streak. No team has won that division back-to-back years.
If there's one thing that we're going to know from Graz is that no one has repeated in the NFC.
Something weird always happens.
I like that line. The streak is now old enough to drink. And I'll tell you right now, there'll be a lot of people really drunk from Dallas that I've been waiting all summer to read. Jerry Jones and a key defensive player on the Cowboys have worked out a contract extension. The thing is, the player is Deron Blaine. Terrific player. 4-year extension, $92 million. The guy we thought this would happen with, of course, got traded away last Thursday. Yesterday, Dak Prescott was talking about Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons and the blockbuster trade.
I mean, hell, y'all were asking me questions. It seemed like it got personal in their ends. So that's why I wasn't surprised. If nothing would have been done, we'd sit here and y'all still would have been asking me whether he was playing in a couple of days or when he was going to be playing. That would be a lot more of a headache and distraction than getting a solution to it.
It's interesting because you said to us, Dan, after working so hard to break this story with everybody last week, that one of the reasons that they felt some urgency to get it done was that they were entering their game prep, for this week and everything. And there's Dak sort of acknowledging that. So now that the dust has settled, or whatever it is, what kinds of things were you hearing from around the league about the trade?
I think people are surprised because people are used to Jerry Jones getting the deal done at the wire, right? We saw it with Dak, we saw it with CeeDee Lamb. I think if you're inside that building, there was a different feeling because, as Dak mentioned, it had gotten somewhat personal, and there were some aspects of this that were a lot different from Dak's situation, CeeDee Lamb's situation, Ezekiel Elliott's situation years back. So I think people are impressed with the Packers. I mean, they did a really good job. They operated, kind of in secrecy till the very end, and then they were aggressive and got it done. But in terms of Dallas, I think people are surprised. I think everybody just assumed they would get it done in the end.
All right, and so some of us will look at this and say, what does this mean for Thursday night? Thursday night, Cowboys at Eagles. I feel like it snuck up on us. It's September this morning, by the way, people. Happy September 1st. The game is in 3 days. What does this mean as far as Micah Parsons' absence now going against that Eagles offense?
Well, I'm sure the Philadelphia Eagles breathed a huge sigh of relief knowing that this guy is no longer in the division. That's number one. Okay, where's the pass rush coming from? Where's the pass rush coming from for Dallas? I still think, when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, it's a line of scrimmage game, okay? They're going to keep – Philadelphia's a run-first team, okay? We're gonna know right off the top as they solve the issues with the Dallas Cowboys in that defensive front. You got to be able to stop the run, okay? And on the other side, can the Dallas Cowboys run the ball? Yes, we know they got Dak Prescott. We know they got the 2 receivers, but every Dallas team that's been really good has been able to run the football.
I'll watch the Cowboys this year like I'll watch the Cleveland Browns through the prism or vantage point of 2026. We've talked all offseason. Browns make the trade in the draft. They have 2 picks in the first round of next year's draft. So, while you want to see them play well and all that, there's always going to be that vantage point of how does it impact 26. I'll feel the same way about the Cowboys after the trade. Will they be competitive and be in games? Yeah, but every week it's going to be like, how is this going to impact 2026? And what will they be able to do in the draft if and when they become not really a story in this season? In specific to Thursday night, can they score 28 points? That's the question. Can they score 28? Because with no Micah Parsons, I think Philadelphia's offense will have success. And with the new addition of George Pickens, and being candid, the question mark opposite Quinyon Mitchell in Philadelphia's secondary, can Dak and this new look offense under Brian Schottenheimer, it's supposed to be more motions and shifts and shots down the field and play action passing, can they